Damien Hardwick is blaming himself for Richmond's plight. Let's take a look.
You know, we're what I think is a quite capable side, but unfortunately we're not doing things well enough, and that's on me.
I think there's a lot of coaches that are realising that they're not good enough. We heard Luke Beveridge 7 days ago say teams have gone past us. I think it's hit Damien Hardwick on the weekend that we're nowhere near where we need to be. And they're losing to the Suns and then losing to
So do you think that he's written off the season?
To me, he realises, they're not close enough.
Making up the numbers.
Making up the numbers. I'm putting words in his mouth, but...
Do you think he's got the fight for the next era at Richmond? Like he won 3 flags. Does it burn in him to reinvent this team for the next 5 years?
I can't answer that, but we'd be wonderful.
You hear him talk a bit about everyone's got a shelf life. And
I don't know what they... Because
what are you saying, Hutchie? Do you think there's a world where he's not coaching Richmond next year?
Oh, it's possible, yeah. I think it's almost certain that he will, but I just don't sense in him that he wants to be there for the next 6-7 years and rebuild the whole...
Why don't you sense that?
Just his language has always been quite pragmatic about it when you hear him talk about it on 360 or... What do you think?
Well, it'd be a brave move for the board to go against him, but I guess the broader question is, what is
I don't think it's a board. I think there'd be a point a year from now or 2 years from now where he said he would arrive at that himself.
Yeah, maybe in a year or two, whether that's at the end of this year or not. But, I mean, the shelf life, to use your word, is interesting, really. He's been there for 13 years. They finished 12th last year. Now, this is the first premiership of the dynasty, so to speak, so we're not including Hawthorn's 2008 premiership. That's how it goes. So you have an incredible run, and not many teams have this, but then the drop-off. And I think people at Hawthorn would admit that Alistair Clarkson stayed for too long, and are Richmond tracking the same way as Hawthorn? And would it be a great thing for Damien Hardwick to have a fresh challenge? Be that, I don't know where it would be. There's links to Port Adelaide, a premiership there, if they think Ken Hinkley's time is up. Essendon would be a great one in the links that he had there with the premiership. There'd be a number of clubs that would want him.
Do you think the cliff is coming though, Kane? I mean, your comparison there, look,
it's just so
Richmond
hard.
Still have quite a good number of young players, don't they?
I don't know if they
don't?
Well, I think that they're held up by their core group of experience. Now, they haven't neglected...
The Shorts and the Bakers and the Riolis.
Yeah, but if
the
Baker leaves and if Martin leaves, like we're hearing, then there's an issue. And they haven't neglected the draft. That's what they've done well. They were heavily invested in the draft last year, which is what Hawthorn didn't do. So perhaps they learnt from that mistake. But it's more about how long do you stay after you've had so much success, and is a new challenge ready?
Their best is still pretty good, but it was a confronting loss.
The last 2 weeks have been confronting.
Can you see them doing a Geelong next year? You would have hoped this would be the year, because they weren't great last year. This year, they're already an 8th team after winning a premiership.
We've been saying that for West Coast for 3 years. That this is the year West Coast... One more chance, one more. Well, it's not.
And you've been hard on their captains.
Yeah, I have. I thought it was an uninspired choice. Now, granted, there wasn't a lot of choices to make, but when have you seen Grimes had 6 goals kicked on him? So I think it's a bit systematic of their problems, like such reliable players like Dylan Grimes, allowing Zerha to do that with no body contact from stoppage. I mean, at times he was a little bit embarrassed by Zerha, who hadn't been flying. Like, he's a good player, but he's not... he's not a star of the competition, and this is a late goal that Damien Hardwick referenced in his media conference after the game. Far too much space, and Nan Curvis I've been strong on this year that his lack of discipline has really hurt them.